Did you guys see that fight? Hunter Hunter 126. 126. I like a penguin, but 126. This episode was so hype. Like, literally, my mind is blown right now. Alright, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to tell you the essence of this episode, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this episode. So basically, it won't be that long. I won't bore you. I know the attention span of humans is like 45 seconds, which you're probably already turning from this video. But anyway, let's get into it. So basically, the king and Netero, we now know his name is Merimum. The Merimum and the king and Netero are in this epic battle. And during the battle, the king has admiration for my man's Netero. He's like, and we know this for the king. Like he loves strong people. He loves people that can beat him in something or capable of beating him in something. So he has admiration for the king. And he's like, yeah, I admire. He's like, but basically he has admirations for him. So, but he's basing the whole fight off of the game him and Kamugi played. I forget the name of it. He's basing the whole fight off of that. So, and he's also basing it off of how to attack him. So, like Netero's like smacking him around with the statue. He's like, flies, get out of here, get out of here, and like he's smacking him around. And Miriam is just hopping around everywhere, and he's looking for an opening, and he compares it to finding one perfect needle out of thousands and threading it. That's a needle, man. You know how hard it is. He knows how hard this task is because of how fast Netero moves. So he finally he does it, and he chops off his leg, yo, his leg. But Netero flexes on him. He's like. He closes the wound, and he's like, I don't need to stop this fight. And like Merrim's like, okay, this guy is completely serious. I should probably take off an arm now. So in between him taking off the arm and the leg, they exchange 1,000 blows. 1,000 blows in a minute. 1,000. You know how fast that is? That's a thousand blows, yo. But and now the king is starting to feel he's starting to feel the effects of the attacks, and he's getting like he's getting dull pains in his body, and but then the king actually takes off his, I believe it was his right arm. He takes off his right arm, and Netero's like, "What? You think I can't pray with one hand, son?" And he like vogues on him. Now he doesn't vogue, but he takes off one hand, and then he's praying with it, and he does his final attack, which is zero hand. And this attack is so dope because it encloses the king in both like the statue's hands, and like it uses his aura as like a beam out of the statue's mouth. He destroyed him, and like the attack definitely has toll on Netero because it gives him like this appearance of like a really really old frail man, brittle man. And the king is like, and the king survives it obviously. And then this is where we get the name Merimum. He tells him his real name is Merimum, but Netero has a trump card. He has a bomb placed in his heart. He wanted to win this fight, and the king realizes he has me checkmate. So is this the end of the king? Because this is the first time the king has feared anything. Now, my real thoughts on this episode. The king, he reminds me of Gon and Killua, in the sense of how he at the beginning he wanted to talk his problems out, you know what I'm saying, with Netero, not fight really, which is like a characteristic of Gon. Well, he reminds me more of Gon than Killua. But when he's in the midst of fighting, he enjoys it, which Gon is just exactly like that. And then we also know that Gon has Pito Shook, and the king has Pito Shook, basically. So what like when these two meet, it's gonna have to be a meeting, you guys. There's no way it cannot be. When these two meet, like this is gonna be the ultimate battle because the fact of how they carry themselves, the demeanor of each other, like, and especially if Gon gets stronger, like that's the thing I'm thinking about right now. I mean, that's all I really was thinking about during this whole thing. Like Gon and the King are really so much alike as their like personality, basically. I mean, Gon doesn't have the twisted King's like thoughts of like keeping the humans in one area and choosing some of them for food, but you know what I mean. Like they you can see the outly. It's weird. Just look at the episode. So that's my thoughts on this episode, man. I give this episode a definitely a 10 out of 10. So dope. Tell me what you guys think. Rate my video. Rate it, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome anime, manga, video games, all this other great stuff. We love this. See you later. Signing off. Greenland out of here. Jedi Mind Trick out of here. And I'll see you guys later.